Nailogical, it is me, Thoughtless Harvey, and I want to try if I can do one of Simply's nail arts with what I have in my kit. Hopefully it works. So we're gonna start with the prep, which is very important. I use a nail oil pen that I bought very cheaply online. It's not the best, but I rather have nail oil that I bought for cheap than nothing at all. And then, since I always use a peel off base, I can peel off my nails. Now the difference between me and Simply is that I always use gel polish on top, so I cure everything in the base with a gel polish. Therefore my peels are not as pretty. Since I have two big doggos, it's great to have that security of an extra hardened layer. They are not usually this horrific, my peelies. And then I just put some extra nail oil on top of the nail bed before I file my nails a little bit. I usually file them down just a tiny bit every time that I do my nails, which is basically once a week. Make sure the shape is okay, fix any mistakes that I notice during the week, and do that on all of my nails. That way I have the same length that I like. They don't get too excessively long, which they are prone to get. I contain the shape that I like. Next I have my little cuticle pusher that I use to push down my cuticles, just so I have a perfect base to put my nail polish on. Then I just wipe everything off with a nail polish remover, remove any excess oil, excess nail polish, anything like that. Everything is pricked. And then I have this buffer that I use sparingly when needed. Now, it was a while ago that I did it, so I just buffed the lower part of my nail. Now onto the base, and of course I'm using a peely base because it's the best. And this technique I learned from Hollow Taco itself. You just put it on the middle of the nail and not all over like a normal base coat like I did here. Be careful to let everything dry in between and wrapping the tip. Now this is a gel polish, so I'm going to bake that shit for a minute. Then I have this base color. Every color that I put on pops even better. And since I have prepped my nails and pushed back my cuticles, I can put the base coat and the base color very close to my cuticle without putting it on the cuticle, which makes it easier for it to loosen and peel off early. And I don't want that. Again, every layer you need to wrap the tip, but I also wrap the sides for extra security. Make that shit for a minute. And then if you're smart and not like me, you actually put your nail further into the light so you don't pick up the base color underneath. So this is my nail inspo for today. It's Rainbow Foil Nails by Simply Nailogical herself. Now, I don't have foil, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the protective peel, of course, from Hollow Taco around my nails and use this to do a gradient. Put that carefully on all around your nail. And as you can see here, I pulled the skin away a little just to get as close to the nail as possible without getting it on the nail. If you do get it on the nail, it's not the biggest of deals, but I have noticed that it's easier to pick up the color and remove what you have done, so don't do that. Now I'm cutting the already used part off my sponge so I can put my new colors down on the sponge. Dab, dab, dab. Make the nail fab. Dab that on. Let it dry, but not completely dry in between. Again, don't be like me. Doing your nails takes time if you want to do them good. Don't rush it. I usually do only 2 layers that works fine for me, but if you do have a less opaque nail polish, then you can build it up with several layers. Now peel it off. And there you have your gradient. If you do use the sponge technique, you can just cut the excess off and then you have new sponge to play with. So here my colors are not as opaque as before, so I have to go over it 3 times. I also put the second layer on way too early and the darker green was picked up by the sponge. Then you can peel it off. I got scared, so I pulled it off in sections. Now I'm putting on an instant dry taco, an extra thick glossy taco onto my gradient nails. Always put thick glossy taco before you start your next step in your nail art. This helps to protect what you have put down, so you get a better result in all. When you put on a glossy taco, please let your nails, because you just remove the color and then put it on the next nail because it's already on the brush. Next, I'm using a surgical tape. I have found that surgical tape is very easy to use, very accessible for a lot of people. At least here you can find it at your local pharmacy. It's bendable, and if you do it correctly, you won't get any bleeding if you paint over it. So I just cut these into triangles, plop it down where I want it, press down all the edges, press down in the middle, and around the tip where you don't want your color. Really get it on there. It won't leave any residue, anything like that. It's great. Now here I'm gonna use a gel polish, a black gel polish that I got from Wish. I bought a kit from Wish a while ago. I still have a lot of color left. It works great. Put the black all over where you don't have the tape. It's not a problem if you put it on the tape, or it shouldn't be a problem if you have pressed it down correctly and push out all the air bubbles on the sides. Since I don't want to bake it and then do another layer, because if you do that, it's harder to clean up. You don't get a smooth, clean edge. I pack the pigment on. That's usually not a problem with gel polishes because they are usually opaque, at least what I have found. And then you just pull off the tape. But if you didn't put it on correctly, you can just use a little brush like I have right here. On my middle finger, I actually put down the tape correctly. I pressed it down even further. And when you peel it off, it should look something like this. No manicure can be complete without some hollow on top. This time I'm using scattered hollow from Hollow Taco itself. And always wrap the tip, wrap the edges. Your manicure will last way longer if you do that. And then I'm happy that I can recreate Simply's nail art with just regular nail polish. You can do this with regular nail polish. You don't have to have gel polish. It's just, I prefer to mix them just to get a thicker coat, a sturdier coat. So thank you so much for watching it. I will link the tutorial on the peel off base coat and the Hollow Taco website in the description, because goddamn, their polishes and all of that are so great. And also I'd like to wish Hollow Taco a happy birthday. I know I'm a little late. You deserve it, and Simply, goddamn, stay you, boo.